Hello everyone. Now I know what you were thinking, this isn't a Game of Thrones vid, but can I help it when there's talk of a sequel to one of my favorite movies? Doesn't seem like there is much concrete information at the moment, so I want to make a vid to speculate on what may come and why more Willow is a good thing. Here are my reasons why I'm looking forward to a sequel. First, for more content for Disney+, Willow is a great choice. The thing that made me love this movie, and what for me defines it, is how fun it is. From the best warrior in the village, to the love dust, to the fight at Tir Asleen, there are so many great little moments in the film that I, my family, and friends love. And Disney should be able to easily keep this tone and the jokes flowing. I would describe it as Marvel-esque before Marvel was a thing. Now, for those of you who've never seen it, Willow is your old-school adventure film. I think of it in the same vein as an Indiana Jones or a Pirates of the Caribbean. And it isn't a perfect film. It may not be as good as those films that I mentioned, or at least not as good as the first Pirates, but I never get tired of watching it. It's a perfect popcorn flick, and easy to just enjoy. It should be easy for Disney to do well. Disney can build on Willow, and it's a chance to interject some heroics back into fantasy after Game of Thrones. And what I mean by that is that Willow's not a dark fantasy, it's more of a light, humorous type of fantasy, and we've got plenty of dark and serious shows in the current sci-fi and fantasy genre. Willow is a chance to give us some variety, something different. And even though characters can still die, as they did in the movie, it's a lighter tone, it's that old school light versus dark feel, and maybe it's just me, but I'm ready for something a little bit different. In addition to the freedom to be something different in the genre, Willow has a lot of story freedom, and there's, some extended material. I haven't read it myself, so I've heard it's kind of bad. Maybe I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But it's a clean slate. There's not really an established universe, and the story could go almost anywhere. There's some talk of certain actors returning, such as Warwick Davis, and story-wise, I think Bavmorda would return as the villain, as she didn't really die, but she kind of faded away, I guess, at the end. Could be interpreted different ways. But doing it as a series will give Disney a lot of freedom, and it will force them to have an actual plan, unlike some other recent franchises that they've worked on. And we can expect a lot of freedom of design as well. And normally I hate the random historical elements in medieval design and fantasy, but I hope that they kind of keep it here, but that they clean it up and make it more of that 80s metal style. I hope it stays unique and interesting. I hope they mix and match in ways that make sense and keep it practical, but I love the idea of giving all their factions a unique look in the story. I would also really look forward to seeing more monsters, as well as a unique take on them, and who doesn't love a two-headed dragon, or an Ebersisk as it's called here in the movie, but it's different than what you would think of for a normal dragon. Give us those monsters that we haven't seen before, or at least a different take on the usual fantasy monster to make it stand out and memorable. And I'd also hope that they would keep the effects semi-practical, as well as give it, some weight in the world rather than just letting it get out of control with CGI monsters. And speaking of weight, let's keep it in the film. The original wasn't afraid to kill off characters or heroes or villains, and actions have consequences, and emotion requires that weight. Keep things heroic without letting it get cartoony. Think of The Lord of the Rings versus The Hobbit. Keep the tension in the film, and don't have a hero be unkillable. Matt Mordigan says he's the greatest swordsman alive, but at least he's smart enough to set ambushes, set traps. He's not just taking on everyone with no problem. Keep the villains capable like that. Make the fights tough where the heroes don't always win, or they have to think to win, or it's just tough in general for them to win, even with power-ups. And who doesn't love an old lady fight after all? Anyway, those are my thoughts on a Willow series and why I'm excited. Can Disney get it right? We'll have to wait for more information to really speculate on that, but I'm kind of hopeful and I'm looking forward to something different. So tell me in the comments below, or tell me what your favorite part was, or if you didn't like Willow at all, or why not. Maybe it's just a rip-off of other fantasies. But anyway, leave me a like if you enjoyed the video. It helps me in the channel. Subscribe for more content. I hope to expand the channel to talk about more fantasy in general. So my new videos should be on Robert's Rebellion and The Witcher, and some other items like that. But as always, thank you for watching, and you have a great day.